Hi, so my name is Kristina Buchholz, and I am honored to be here from Florida. I'm basically just going to do a quick overview of childhood and adult years. So basically, I was sick as a child, growing up, missing school due to constant ear infections. I was in the hospital for pneumonia, countless ear infections, so I had 2 sets of tubes put in my ears. And it wasn't until I was 15 years old when I had my first grand mal seizure, and I was at a baton twirling competition in Orlando, Florida. I'm a competitive baton twirler and coach. And I was rushed to the emergency room, and I was diagnosed with hypoparathyroidism and hypocalcemia, which was the cause to the first seizure. And 2 years later, to the exact same day, I had my second grand mal seizure. And it wasn't until I was 15 years old where I was diagnosed with 22q. So I had the early feeding issues, all of the hypoparathyroidism, hypocalcemia, all the abnormal, I guess you would say, health issues that the doctors couldn't pinpoint until my third grand mal seizure. Transitioning into high school was still fairly easy, and I was able to cope with it as I was too young at the time to understand. And my list of health issues keeps growing. So these are all of my health issues. Early feeding issues, hearing loss, Stevens-Johnson syndrome, loss of sight in one eye, kidney stones, Martin's neuroma, spina bifida, scoliosis, vitiligo, occipital neuralgia, asthma, grand mal seizures, epilepsy, hypoparathyroidism, hypocalcemia, Hashimoto's disease, slight heart murmur, medullary sponge kidney, and pink fella. And then this is what I like to say every single time that I share my journey with anyone, 22q or not. My health is the greatest challenge in my life, but it is also the greatest blessing in my life. It's true because I have been able to become a mentor and meet so many incredible people and hear their hopes and dreams, which has inspired me to keep fighting. My biggest goal is to become, I actually never thought I would become a mentor. God kind of just played that into his plan for me. And I wouldn't want it any other way because I love hearing, having the opportunity to hear what they want to do when they grow up, and they're out there to change the world, and they're doing it one step at a time and every single day. So it's been incredible to live that dream. And frequent questions that I ask myself, and your kids may or may not ask you one of these days, but I thought I would share them with you. And would I be going away to college and experiencing the real college life instead of, I currently live at home with my parents, which is no big deal because they're extremely supportive and I love them. It's just going away to college, instead of a college that's right up the road or stuff like that. The second question is, would I be driving instead of not? And due to seizures, my doctors have basically told me that I can never drive, which is a reality, and it's a very harsh reality that I have to face every day. Uber has become my best friend. And the last question is, would my life be any different if I didn't have 22q? And I always say that I feel I've been able to embrace more people with having 22q than if I didn't have it. So I really wouldn't change it. How can we as young adults help others in this process? And we're gonna have a couple of the young adults come up and share what we did today and give them their feedback as to how they can help and stuff like that. So if we can have, and any other young adults at any time, more than welcome to come.
Thank you so much.
So today we did a bunch of stuff. We created vision boards, and Brianne is here to explain a little bit about what a vision board is. And also we did a group vision board outside on the sidewalks. It's to the left of the Mind Institute. So you can go ahead and take a look at the cool chalk drawings that they did, but I'm going to hand over the microphone to Brian.
Hi. As she said, I'm Brianna. I'm 26. I'm from Sacramento, California. My vision board is about dance. As she did say, I do dance, so we dance a lot. This is not me. It's just somebody else in a dress that looks like me, but not in the magazine. So that's not me. That's not me. That's somebody else. But I do like to dance. I've been dancing since I was 21. I started when I was about 20. My cousin, she called me and she said, hey, you want to try this group? It's called Folklorico Cali. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it out. And ever since then, I started doing it. I never let go.
Okay.
The one thing I like about dancing is the expression of yourself and like how you deal with things and how you look at things, and like you don't really say, oh, I have a disability, but you're like a regular person in life living with that disability. So I kind of take it as, okay, I have a disability and I can help it. So that's all I gotta do is do that, is take it with that disability. What I like to do is, obviously I like to dance. The biggest one we danced was at Disneyland last year. And that one was a lot of time because we had to make sure we had a lot of choreographs and a lot of moves and a lot of steps and a lot of dresses and make sure all the little kids are in the right position when they have to be at, and make sure the little kids don't form away from where they're supposed to be at. So that's basically what I like to do in my spare time when I'm not at home.
So when we were outside doing our big chalk vision board as a group, they were all sharing and exchanging their social media. So the two of us kind of figured out, me and Danessa kind of figured out a way like they can keep in contact with each other. And we are going to explain a little bit about what this is.
So I really want to thank everybody who pulled together and provided this opportunity, not only to the family, but also to the young adults and teens who have 22Q. I think it was such a productive session, and it was such an honor to be part of it and watch how the group went from some initial shyness and kind of standing off to the side and not sure they wanted to participate and maybe kind of sliding towards the door, to really sitting down and finding people to talk about and embracing the activity of making a vision board and really making friends and wanting to keep those friends and keep those connections. And so as a result of doing the different vision boards and their chatting with each other, they came up with some goals and some things they would like from you. One of the things that they would like from you is a dinner party or a New Year's Eve party where they all come together. Can you imagine that? Wouldn't that be beautiful? They would like to have monthly meetups or game nights where they get together and maybe bring some of their extra Game Boys and equipment from home and play together against each other, or maybe even now in this electronic world they can do that electronically too, as opposed to just in person. I'm not very electronically literate, so those of you who know the right lingo, help me here. Bowling night is another example. Movie night very similar example. And the one that I think there's really been just a whole lot of press for is this notion of having a Facebook 22 youth group that would be moderated. And I think that this really shows to the testimony of one of the originating people of this idea that bringing our youth together, they can come up with their own solutions. So thank you very much.